All right, listen, Big Vito, we're going to start the show differently. I'm going to give you like a musical introduction, and you got to tell
Okay.
me what show it's from. Ready?
All right, here we go. I know, I know, I know the
Well,
show. I know the show.
you need more?
I the dating game.
Oh, God.
Price is Right.
Bro, come on.
Brady Bunch.
Come on, bro.
Batman theme song.
Oh, my God. Bro, the Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, bro. Come on.
I made Carson. I can't believe it. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
speaking of that, bro, like I'm sitting here saying they freaking old enough to know Carson. Bro, your birthday's this week, right, bro?
My birthday is this week, especially after John Travolta got a slice named after him down at Lenny's in Bensonhurst. I figured something like that's going to happen for me on the Russo brand. So a slice is coming my way.
Bro, 54-year-old Vito LaGrasso still looks like he's 34, bro. What about that?
I take care of myself. I finished the gym this morning. I went for my walk. I did my thing. I did a little sunning. People here at the pool already. So, I mean, it's going to be a jam-packed day.
Bro, do you know what my wife just said to me literally 5 minutes ago when I was upstairs?
What'd she say?
She looks at me and she goes, "You look like a 75-year-old man and you just don't care, do you?" And I said, "Absolutely not."
Well, Vince, everybody's got their preference in life. I still like looking like a stud muff. So, I mean, I'm doing my thing.
And you are a stud muff, Vito. So everything's going good in nice FLA down there. Everything's going good, bro. The humidity. But outside of that, everything's going nice.
Everything is going good, doing my thing every day, sweating every day, sweating after the gym. So, like, if you ever thought about going on a diet, go to Florida. You just definitely sweat everything off. That's for sure.
Now, Vito, you're telling me, I know the humidity in Florida when I go see my dad. I know the humidity in Florida, all the TNA shows we tape down there. But yet you're wearing a skull cap, bro, in the 200-degree heat down there. Can you explain that to me?
That's because I'm repping thug life. I want the people to recognize that Vito LaGrasso is in the house.
Bro, you always, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not with you 7 days a week, but it looks like you always have like a hat or something on. Is that true?
Always have a hat on. I don't want my head to burn, so I always wear a hat. I always wear a scarf and stuff.
So you always, okay. So you never really just go around like the old school baldy, bro.
No, I can't because then the sun gets in my face a lot, and then the head starts to get a little burn. And then, but I take care of my skin. I take care of myself. So if I do some preventive maintenance, it helps out. You know what I mean?
Bro, when's the last time between you and me and these four walls? When's the last time you shaved your ass? Yesterday, the day before? How often do we do that?
10 minutes ago.
Very nice.
It's called maintenance, Vince. Maintenance.
Here's the topic.
Go ahead.
A lot of people really enjoyed the show last week because this is where we get the nuts and the bolts of it, as somebody that actually did it and can tell you how the process works and what really goes on between the magical curtain. Now, we talked about last week, I talked about with Vito, bro, when you arrive at the building and you're showing up for work, walk me through the process of when you find out who you're going to work with, getting together with the agent, getting together with the talent, going through the match, lay out that entire process to me. You did a great job of doing that, Vito, and I think people really, really appreciate it. So now I want to piggyback on this. But, bro, you got to be 100% honest. No bullshit with me.
Okay, I won't. I'm always honest. Go ahead.
Here we go. You walk into the building, right?
Right.
Somebody hands you the shows. You see the shows. Okay?
Okay.
You either don't agree with the creative, or you think the creative's the drizzling shits, or you think the creative is going to hurt your character, or the Vito LaGrasso character wouldn't do this, but now it's a creative problem when you're looking at those sheets for the first time. Now, bro, let me tell you something. I can tell you as a writer, this is the very critical point where you could either be made or you could either be broken. Because
Right.
as a writer, I had to deal with this all the time. And there's one word that I'm going to throw out at you, bro, that is either going to enhance your career or it's going to kill your career. And that word is presentation. I
Yes.
never agreed. I never, thought for a minute every talent was going to agree with everything I wrote. I never expected them to. I know that every talent is always looking out for themselves. They want to make sure that their brand is well protected, that they're getting over. And I always expected there to be, some conversation, some pushback. But you had those talents that did it in a very respectful and honorable way. Rock is the one guy that comes to mind where he would get the show. Hey, Vinny Rue, let me talk to you for a second. Bro, your stuff's great here. Blah, 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 blah. But what about if we tried this? Very respectful. Never in a million years would The Rock have said, oh, this show sucks. I ain't doing this, which may explain why he's one of the biggest movie stars in the world today, because he probably conducts himself the same way on a movie lot. But then
Right.
you had those guys, this sucks. This is the shits. This is horrible. This is terrible. Bro, when you come at me that way as a writer, we're going to have an issue that way. Because like I said, bro, I am not expecting us to agree 100% on this, but don't freaking tell me my work is the drizzle and shits when I would never tell you your match was the drizzle and shits. I would never present it in that way. I would give you an honest opinion, and I would present it much like The Rock did. I would never go up to you and say, holy crap, that match was the drizzle and shits. So now from a performer point of view, Vito, how did you handle that when maybe you didn't agree with the creator for that day?
Well, a lot of talents today, they always blame the writer for not getting them over. But isn't it the job of the talent to get himself over? You might not have the best storyline, you might not have the script. Yes, presentation and common courtesy, uh, being a gentleman or a lady when you're presenting yourself and say, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I think what you wrote is pretty cool, but you think I could add my stuff into it, or can I be a little bit more creative with you? Which is always enhanced, and everybody likes opinions. But the worst thing you could do is bury a writer in his work, because from there on in you're going to get buried. What I used to do was go out and make it the best match or the best segment of the show. So, if I'll give you a perfect example, you're a heel, you work in the territory, you're not going over every night. You're jobbing or you're putting guys over who are beneath you, but they put you there in that spot because they know you can get this guy over for whatever reason. What do you do? Vito LaGrasso got the guy over, wound up having the best match of the night. Why? Because that was my revenge. That was my fuel. That was my energy to go out and perform. You're not going to put me over. I'm not going to be the biggest star. That's fine. But I am going to give you 100%, 150% of Vito LaGrasso, and I'm going to blow the doors off this place. I couldn't care if I was the popcorn match, opening match, out in the parking lot match. You're going to get the best of me. Now, when people say, we're going to go and do this, and I'll bring up the dress. Hey, we're going to give you an opportunity. Okay. We're going to have you do this. Okay. Now it's my job. They gave me something. Am I going to fight with it, being that it's coming from the bosses? Or am I going to like say, well, I don't know, and then they're going to release you. So you go with it. Another perfect example, Vito LaGrasso, Big Vito, Dusty Rhodes, Common Man. Dusty Rhodes was a huge, huge star. I'm not on the level of Dusty Rhodes in that way, but given two gimmicks and given the opportunity, what did we make out of it? Made history. What did we make of it? We made gold. How did you get it over? From your professionalism and your work ethic to make yourself great, to make yourself get over with the people, to put yourself over. Guys, I could the Lord can come and write the second Bible for you. You can present it to the devil or whoever. And if it's not a good presentation, they're going to shit on it, guys. It doesn't matter who writes for you. It matters what you have inside of you to get it. There's a kid on WWE right now. He's got a 200 loss streak. If I was him, I'd keep losing to 300 or 400 or maybe ride it out to a WrestleMania opening match and win one at WrestleMania. He'll be the biggest star and get over the biggest. Why? The opportunity and what they're giving with him. He looks a lot better. His hair is cut different. He looks better. His presentation is better. He's getting in better shape. They gave him some. Okay, you're going to be a loser. We want to make you a job boy. You're going to lose every match and every creation. But he's getting over.
Yeah.
Until that moment where he wins a title or he wins a match against a name guy that nobody expects him to win on a roll up. He's going to roll out of there. Hey, Vince, didn't you do that with the Hurricane with The Rock? Didn't you write that segment?
No, that was not me. No, that was after
But
I.
but that's a perfect example of Hurricane Hound's a great character, The Rock being a megastar, him talking so much stuff to The Rock, you can't beat me, there's no way, you Jay Brown, this and that. Rolls him up 1, 2, 3, shocking victory. That's happened throughout wrestling. That will always be wrestling. That is wrestling 101 on how to get somebody over. Are guys receptive to that idea? No, because they don't see the long-term possibilities that can be ahead of you. I did the dress. I was the most recognizable pro athlete for a year. I posed in Playgirl. Anywhere I went, people knew me right off the bat. Not that people don't know me now, but they knew me because that's Vito. That's Vito. Even if you weren't a wrestling fan, that's that guy from the WWE. Go ahead, Vince.
I want to talk a little bit about that dress, bro, because I want to talk a little bit about that. But guys, I gotta sign off here on Twitch. You know the drill, man. You want to hear the rest of the show? This show will air in its entirety on Monday, bro. Just go to russosbrand.com, the Realm Network. You'll get 5 shows a week. Stevie Richards, Disco, Goldilocks, Big Vito. You'll get them all. Less than $1 a week. russosbrand.com, the Realm Network. I'll see you guys over there. All right, Vito, listen.
Yeah.
Walk me through this.
Okay.
Tell me about the dress. I want to hear how it was. First, I want to hear how it was presented to you. Well, did you hear rumors about it or rumblings about it? Did somebody smarten you up, or did it come out of nowhere?
Came out of nowhere.
Walk me through that. Go ahead.
Well, I was working with Nunzio, and we were doing a tag team, and everything was going good. And they had ECW coming around, and they were looking to break things off. And Sergeant Slaughter and Jerry Briscoe, 2 of my biggest advocates, said, got to get you, coming with stuff. And a lot of guys, I had a great punch. Vito, use it once a match. Use it as your stopper. Use a hand, wear a hand thing. Make it impossible for people to get up from that punch. Throw one punch, makes your punch relevant. I started doing that. Come up with different things in the ring. Come up with different, looks. That's when I wore the suit. That's when I wore different trunks. That's when I tried different things. I was being my own. Nobody told me to do it. I was doing it on my own. My work ethic, I would practice before the matches and after everybody left. If I wasn't wrestling that night, I was in the ring to the very, very end working on my craft. Everybody watched. I put my heart and soul into it, but that was me. The dress came up. Stephanie came up to me. I said, how would you feel about wearing a dress? I says, I guess so. You think you could do this? And then Vince joined in and it was like, I said, there's nothing nobody could do to me that hasn't been done. I mean, if people think they're going to fight me or pull a knife on me or pull a gun on me or make fun of me, I mean, I've been through it all. So, I mean, it wasn't nothing. Okay, I'll do it. All right, next TV tape and do the dress. So, me believing that kayfabe is kayfabe, I wore a dress that day to work, walked through. People were shocked. They actually did it. But that's the way I am. I want to be something. And if the bosses are coming to you and they have something, okay, you go with it. Now, did I know how to wear a dress? Did I know how to be a baby face? Did I ever wrestle as a baby face? No, but I knew everything I wanted a baby face to do as a heel, I was going to do for the heel. So this way, when it was my time to come back, have a comeback, this is what they said. Watch Shawn Michaels. They sent me DVDs of Shawn Michaels. They said, watch this. I watched this. And everything they told me to do, I did. And then I started to become a recognizable baby face where everybody started to love me. So what happened? I started smiling. I showed my personality. I got over. Didn't matter what they were writing for me. I was getting over. Did I get discouraged at times when I wasn't on pay-per-view when I was scheduled, or when I was supposed to have a championship match against Booker for the title and it got, scrapped for political reasons or whatever? Yes. Were there disappointments along the way? Yes. But I can't, discredit the amount of time, effort, TV time, vignettes, all the appearances I made to get the character over. If I wasn't into it, it was going to flop. If I was into it, I was going to make it work. What did I do? I made it work. So it was a positive thing. I didn't fight on it. I didn't do anything. If I didn't show up on TV, I said to him, I said, is there any reason why I didn't, I don't have a vignette? Right? They said, what do you mean you don't have a vignette? I would go to Vince. He said, what do you mean you don't have a vignette? I said, I don't have anything on TV today. And he called the right. I said, get this man a vignette on TV right now. I would go to the top. I wouldn't futz around with anybody or anything. Right to the top. Every night before I went home, I was appreciative. I used to go in his office, say, good night, Vince. I'll see you next week. Night, Stephanie, whatever. So I was just me. I was given an opportunity. I ran with it. And when somebody gives you something, you're always appreciative. It's called common courtesy. So you're appreciative of what you're given. You work with it. You make it good. You make it the best. And that's how it came about.
Vito, were you during the whole stint with the dress gimmick? Were you married that whole time?
A single.
Yeah, okay, good, beautiful. Here's what I want to ask you, bro. Bro, the whole Gene Simmons gimmick. I mean, Gene Simmons has made love to 95,000 women, and he took a picture of every single one of them. And like part
Right.
of Gene's gimmick was he did it like in full makeup and the whole 9 yards. Bro, did any girl ever tell you to make love to them wearing a dress, bro?
Yes, they all did.
And you did?
Absolutely.
Nah,
100%.
come
I
on,
would tell you,
tell me the truth, bro.
I swear to God on our friendship, women ask me all the time to make love to them in the dress, and I did it.
So you just like hiked up the dress, bro?
Nah, bro, it was Vince. You're so like you don't have no smoothness. No,
Were you
it's
wearing a
like
girdle? Did you have to wear a girdle or anything? Tell me how you did it. So you go ahead.
I was
Walk me,
thonging it, man. I was
walk me
thonging it.
through this is a good part. Walk me through this now. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, ladies were turned on by the fact you have a good-looking guy, sexy guy in a dress. Turn women on. Women have secret fantasies just like guys do.
Right.
So I have to say, and I've always stated, for that 1 year, I got more women in my life than I ever had before. If I would have knew it, I would have did it 10 years earlier just to get the vibe of all the women. It was that good. Women thought it was sexy. I was the most attractive man on the face of the planet. I could tell you times where we're sitting in a bar with all the guys and I'm in a dress and all the guys are looking to score some women and I'm scoring women and they're looking at me, look at this son motherfucker in the dress. He's getting women. And they're buying me drinks.
Bro, you wore the dress to the bars, bro?
Yeah. To the bars, playing pool. The one time we went to Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock fight. Henry, all the boys, Kennedy. I think Big Show was that. We were all there. I walk in the dress, 600 guys, freaking hooting and hollering. They look at me and they stop. Mark Henry tells, oh man, we are going to get into it tonight. So, here having a good time. One man, what are you wearing a dress for, man? Who do you think you are? I said, listen, I'm here to have a beer. I'm having a good time. If you'd like me to kick your ass in front of 600 people here, and plus my friends, I says, that's fine. So he looked at me again, and he looked at the guys, and he just left. Anytime anybody tried to say something, I said, "How would you like a man in a dress to kick the living shit out of you and friggin' make you look like a jerk? Now get up and leave."
So
That's how it went.
there was never a fight in the dress then.
One night we were in I forget what town it was, and I had to get something from the car. The guys were I went out in the parking lot, and there were a bunch of guys who surrounded me, and I said, "Oh man," I said, "This is not good." And they looked at me, they surround like they kind of started walking around me, and Undertaker was in there with Kennedy and a couple other guys, and I'm looking to see if they were seeing me in the window. I knew if they seen me fighting, they would all come out and it would be a brawl. There had to be like 7 or 8 guys. That was just the one time I thought I was going to get my ass handed to me. I was going to take a couple down with me, but I think I would have got a couple lunts, and if they would have messed up my dress or ripped it, I really would have got mad.
So what
Tell the
happened?
truth.
It just backed off?
It was like it was just funny. It was like a vibe where they were gonna like they wanted to do something, and then like for some reason they thought not to, but it came that close where the vibe in my stomach said, "Okay, just be ready." And I started to like back myself up away so I didn't have anybody behind me. And then, it just kind of like died down to where they went away or I went back in without no hassle. So,
Now, if a chick would put their hand up your dress, would you slap their hand?
absolutely not. Kissed them passionately and then let the good times roll.
Unbelievable, bro. That's a beautiful thing. All right, now listen, you said you wanted to talk to me about something. What's it? What did you say? Common courtesy? What was it you want to talk to me about?
Just, you know, business and common courtesy.
Talk to
Like,
me.
all right, Vince, you started me off in podcasting, and this everybody knows that. And when you told me some things, I listened to it as the gospel. You were going to teach me podcasting. You told me, okay, you got to come up with a brand. We came up with the Big Vito brand, which you helped me make the name for, right? Um, you told me how to podcast and you gave me some pointers and you said you sound like a wrestler, let's sound like an analyst, let's sound like a journalist. So I changed my tone, I changed my way I did it. When I went on other podcasts and I did things, I called you and I would tell you, hey, listen, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you would tell me, okay, that's good for you. And what I do, I put over our brand, put over the show. And then little by little, I started to branch out until, like I said, I'm going to do our own brand, which you helped me with. Now, if I didn't have help and I didn't, include you, because like I work for you, I work for the Realm at the time we worked for Podcast One. Now we work for the Realm Network. So I mean, I still work for Vince Russo, but I always give him the common courtesy. Say, hey Vince, I'm going to try this. Hey Vince, I'm going to do that. Hey Vince, we're going to add this. I even talked to you, or you talk to the missus about the brand and what we're going to add on the shows, just as a courtesy. And what people don't understand is when you go out and you want to venture out and you work for somebody else, have the courtesy to, just give them a heads up. Hey, listen, I'm going to go do this other show or I'm going to go do this. And there's no problems because Vince Russo didn't give me a problem. I learned from Vince Russo, so why should I? And I'm an easygoing guy, and anybody who wants help, you want to promote the show on my brand, hey, my wife would be happy to produce it for you. There is no hard feelings. It's just letting the right hand know what the left hand is doing, and vice versa. And sometimes, when people don't let people know what's going on, and
Why do you think they do that, bro? Why do you think people don't like, bro, here's a perfect example. And I told you about this. This just happened to me recently, bro.
right,
Pritchard's got his own show on the network now, right?
right, I know that.
Well, bro, they did a show. A lot of it was about me. Both Pritchard and Conrad called me before the show. And they said,
Right,
listen, Vince, we just want to give you the common courtesy. We're going on the show. We're going to talk about this, that, and the other thing. And they basically ended it with, what do you want us to plug? I mean, and I was like, man, bro, that was great. So like nothing they said on that show was going to bother me. You know what I'm saying? Because the
right,
bottom line is they did exactly what they said they were going to do. They go on the show, bro. Listen, I know a big part of podcasting is entertainment and heat and all that. I understand it. But at the end of the show, bro, they did exactly what they said they were going to do. and they freaking promoted the brand and the Realm Network on the WWE Network. And to me, it was a win-win for everybody. So why do you think, bro, if you have a similar situation and somebody isn't upfront with you and they do all this behind your back, why do you think that is? Because, you can either do it the right way or the wrong way. Why do you think people wouldn't give you a heads up?
I think it's just the inexperience in podcasting. And I think when it's a very small, tight knit community, there's 1,000 podcasts out there, there's millions of them, right? How many of them are relevant, right? Now that's when you start slicing things down. And when you're on somebody's, on a brand, or you're doing things with people and they have a little name value and you get a little cushion, or they're giving you the extra rub. Hey, I work with the Vince Russo brand. Hey, I work with the Big Vito brand. Hey, I work with the Pritchett brand. Hey, I work with the Vince McMahon brand. Whatever it may be, right? But just to let people know, hey, you're representing the brand you're working for, and you're going out and you're branching out. It's fine. You want to branch out. You're still a part of my brand, or you're still part of the Vince Russo brand. But I would like for you to conduct yourself in a certain manner, because we carry ourselves with dignity and pride, and we try to produce good, wholesome stuff. Nothing to offend people, nothing to hurt people. And I just think it's a lack of experience. And I think that people jump into the podcast business and they think it's easy when, it's a very hard business. You don't make any money. And Vince told me, Vito, you're not going to make any money in the first 6 months to a year. He's right. I'm not making no money.
Longer than that, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So people think, you're going to make all this money. It doesn't happen. I'm Big Vito LaGraza. I should be selling T-shirts out there. What do I do it? If they buy them, they buy them. Hey, great. If they don't, they don't. I don't count on it. It's not my income. I do this as part as a hobby and part as work. But mostly I do this out of enjoyment. My wife does the shows out of enjoyment because she enjoys them. The last thing you want is any controversy or anything going wrong. And you like the people you work with. That's the biggest thing. You like the camaraderie with a lot of different people. And you hate for things to happen that, maybe it ends in a bad way. Now, you and Pritchett have had turmoil for many years. He calls you up, you do a show. And I bet, like we talked about before, aside from wrestling, on a personal level, you can go to his house with your wife, Amy, and his wife, have a great barbecue, have a good time, never talk wrestling, just enjoy each other's company. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing with people, is that this stuff is nonsense. It's baby. It's just all make believe, guys. This ain't real life.
Yeah.
So when it comes to business, not just in podcasts, man, have common courtesy for everybody. Just remember that in the back of your mind. Hey, let me let this guy know. No hard feeling. Hey, if they can help me, what am I going to say? Hey, just like Vince Russo did for me. Vito, would you like me to put it on my network? Would you like me to put it on my YouTube? Okay, now I have my own YouTube. Now I do my thing. Do I still plug Vince Russo? Do I still plug all the stuff? Of course, because you work together. And I think that's the main thing. You always want to work together with people, and you want to do things so everybody's happy all around.
Bro, I lost your video for a second. There you go. Okay.
I'm there. All right.
Vito, let me ask you a question. Who was the female backstage interviewer when you were at the WWE?
I don't even remember. I don't even think we had one, I don't think.
There had to be one, though.
Well, Vicky Guerrero was the GM of SmackDown.
Okay. So Vicky was, and I get Lillian Garcia was still there.
Lillian Garcia was still there.
Now, out of common courtesy, would you get together with them before Raw or SmackDown and find out what they were wearing to make sure you didn't wear the same dress as they did?
That's his number one cardinal rule. Never wear the same tights, never wear the same dresses as your opponent.
Common courtesy. I got to ask you a question. Be honest with me, bro.
Okay.
You're going to be 54.
Right.
I swear to God, bro, that setting behind you is so freaking beautiful. It looks fake. It looks like a green screen, okay? Bro, do you parade around out there in the pool? Are you wearing the skimpiest of bathing suits when you're down there at the pool?
When a lot of times there's nobody here at the pool, shorts are rolled up. I'm laying in the 1 foot section by the sprinkle section. I'm getting full tan. I'm laying underwater. That's how come I got this great tan going on.
But so you don't wear the Speedos. You used to though.
No.
Remember the cruise
Yeah.
gimmick, bro?
Yeah. I mean, if I needed to in an emergency, I'd throw it on and we get the party going.
Bro, remember the Speedos in that cruise you were wearing, bro? What the frig was that, bro?
And what else I wasn't wearing at the time because I was just, running wild, just doing my thing. It seems like it was just yesterday.
Wow. So you hung up the Speedos though, bro. You like it, that I'm surprised at that, bro. You could still pull it off.
I can still pull it up, but if I need to thong it at a beach, I'm thonging it, man.
Have you been to the beach, bro, since you've been out there, or you don't have any time? You're just hanging out at
I
the
haven't
pool?
had a time. I've been at the pool. I've been doing things, and pool life is good, man. I've been meeting a lot of people down here. Everybody's been really laid back. The big thing is, hey, you want a beer? Okay, and then you start talking. People are barbecuing. People are doing things. Florida life, it's nice. When the weather's like this, everybody's out. Everybody's nice. It's very calm, very cordial. Every day is a hello.
Now, does anybody play the cornhole down there, bro, or is it all shuffleboard?
Now they have the shuffleboard game in the lobby. The one where you slide it. I
Yeah.
forget what it's called. Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
They have a
shuffleboard.
pool table in there. They have a golf simulator in the place where I live. They have the cornhole. There have been some cornholers out here, but I'm waiting to catch them. I'm waiting to catch them.
Now, bro, in the community where you live, is there a lot of elderly there or no?
It's very, very laid back mix. Like there's some elderly people, there's families here. Like in the mornings, some moms come out with their kiddies, or some moms, come out with their, after the husbands go to work. On the weekend it gets a little busy, but it's okay. But there's no yelling, no screaming. It's just a laid back, like as laid back as you can be. It's like living in paradise.
What do you do when you got a little bit of time off, Vito? You got to do more than just go to the pool. Like, what else do you do when you get some time off? I mean,
I've been going.
are you a beach
I've
guy, bro?
been
You like going to the beach?
I've been going to Old Town, you know what I mean, and I might roll down to Disney every now and then, but like I keep it really simple, you know what I mean. And like when the wife gets down here, um, at the end of the month, I think I'll start doing more. And like, this is kind of old school, but it's kind of my ways. You don't go out without your wife. You don't go to places without your wife. You're only looking for trouble. I always said that before, and it's the truth. If I do go out and I grab a beer and I sit there and watch some sports and stuff, I mean that's cool. But even like back home, like when I was in Pennsylvania, it was like, my wife is sick all the time. Vito, you can go out, But I just didn't feel it was respectful because I would go places with my like Rocco Bananas, or I go down to Chili's, or I go to my buddy's house, or go places. Because when you're married, you're married. You go with your wife, And if I went to all these places, got dressed up, all decked out, you know what I mean? I didn't come home till 4 o'clock in the morning because I get club fever. How does that look? Looks pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Vito, tell everybody what's going on with the Big Vito brand, bro.
Guys, check out the Big Vito brand. We have a couple new shows coming on the brand. Everybody's been doing a great job. I want to thank everybody's contributions to the brand. It's making it a very
Wait, you want to thank everybody's what?
said. I would like to thank everyone for their contributions.
Whoa, bro, hold on. That sounds like a Vince Russo word right there. Wait, say that again. You want to thank everybody for their what? Contributions?
Yeah. Because I'm living in the Travolta thing. You know what I mean?
Very nice.
Plus, I just want to give everybody a little.
Bro. Even I know it's contributions.
Listen, Vince, you're still acting like one of those youths. Now, people watching this, catch my new show. It's Talking Italian with Big Vito. We're going to talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Speaking of a little of this, a little of that, are you going to go see Travolta as Gotti? That's movie's coming out soon, bro.
I am definitely going to go see the movie. I'm from Brooklyn. What are you kidding? I'm going to go see it. Ba-bing, ba-boom. I was one of those guys one time.
Yeah, one of these guys right here, bro, right here.
One of those guys,
yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so go ahead, bro. With that, okay, say the word one more time, though. Just say it again.
Contribution.
You said it right that time. All right, go ahead. So go ahead. Finish up. Go ahead.
It's just like, like in Billy Crystal movie, like when they're trying to talk Italian, consigliere.
Yeah. What was that? Analyze this, and analyze that. Yeah.
The consigula.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out the Big Vito brand. We got a lot of new shows coming on. We actually have 2 new shows coming on, guys. It should be a blast. I want to thank everybody for their efforts in making the Big Vito brand, up and coming and strong and rolling. Everybody is working hard. Thank you very much. And really, that's about it, Vince. That's all. We're just sitting here living in the sunshine.
Bro, you got cable over there? You got good cable over there?
Yeah, we have cable here. Yeah.
Bro, there was a great right now, bro, going on A&E. There's a great Gotti documentary. Have you seen any of it, bro?
I've seen parts of it. Yeah, I've watched it, and I
Yeah.
think it's pretty true to fact.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, when that movie comes out, that's got to be one of our shows. We got to review that movie. I think it's coming out soon, bro.
Yeah, I think that's going to be good, and I think John Travolta makes a good-looking Gotti, carries
Yeah.
himself good, and he's a great actor. So I
Yeah.
think they picked the right guy for that.
Yeah.
If I could have been one of the guys, one of the street guys, that would have been good, and I would have been myself. But
Very
some
nice.
things will come eventually.
Yeah.
Hey, and for all the people out there who don't know, the movie The Church is coming out. The movie I worked on 4 years ago. It's finally coming to movie theaters. The Church. It's a horror movie with Bill Moseley and Clint Howard. Guys, catch it. You're gonna see
When
Big
it was
Vito in the big
when
lights.
is there a release date, bro?
September 28th.
September 28th. The Church, huh, Vito?
Yep, it's gonna come out, and a lot of good things should come out of that. You know, and I'm looking forward to it. And you never know what can happen. Maybe might make a couple more movies. I got a message for The Rock. Look out, kid.
There you go, bro. All right. There you go, bro. The big Vito Lagrasso, as happy as ever, in his element, in beautiful Florida. Bro, we will see you here same time next week, correct?
See you next week, guys. I hope everything is going good. Have a positive and peaceful day.
All right. Everybody, I will see you tomorrow with Goldilocks and a bucket full of chicken X. Take care, everybody.